What's going on, everybody? Hello and welcome back to another zombies video, and this time I'm bringing you something a bit different than I've ever really done before. This is going to be like a tips video, so I'm going to try and explain how you can get better at Call of Duty Zombies. Because I just was thinking about it, and I was like, there really are a lot of just things people do that are just not right, as far as, like, you can play the game however you want. That's not what I'm saying. Like, if you're playing for fun, do whatever the heck you want. But I'm just saying, if you want to survive to a high round, then I would follow the following advice that I am about to enlighten you lovely people with. And it's just, these are kind of just general tips that, sorry about that. Controller turned off. But anyway, yeah, just sort of general tips, not really meant for one map in particular, but it should work no matter what map, with the exception of maybe a few. But, so, the things I'm going to talk about are the order in which you should do things, the perks, the best perks to have overall, and then what weapons you want to have. And I think that's about everything I have to talk about. So, the first thing that this is the biggest thing that I see people do that just sort of drives me nuts. I don't understand what's really running through people's heads, but what most zombie players do is, the second they get 950 points, they are going to that box, man. And they're going to go to that, they're going to spin that box until they get the weapon that they want. And I'm here to tell you that no good. Bad strategy. Because just think about it. Like, it makes sense. Think about it. You don't need, like, people want like a ray gun round 2. That's not necessary, because early on in the game of zombies, what you want to be doing is building up points. Well, how many points is a really effective gun going to get you? It's good for killing zombies, but it's not good for building points. And you just don't need that kind of firepower early on. So what you want to do is buy a wall weapon, whatever wall weapon it might be. Typically it might be an MP5, it might be a MPL, it might be an MP40, it might be AK-74U, whatever it is. Buy that gun, because it's a weaker weapon. By the way, the best weapon to get points, that in my opinion, is the M1916 or something like that. I don't think that's right, but it's the Tommy gun, which you can only buy it off the wall in Mob of the Dead, unfortunately, but it is the best gun for points in my opinion. But anyway, you want to buy a wall gun, and then I would say use it for 8 to 10 rounds, 7 to 10, I'll say. It just kind of depends on how comfortable you are, maybe your skill level. If you're not comfortable using a wall, like an MP5, say, up to wave 10, that's fine. You can go in the box. But I'm just saying, what you want to do is buy a wall weapon, then buy Jug, then you can go to the box. That's really it. So the point that I want to make is the order in which you do things. So the first thing I would advise you do is quick revive is honestly optional. I don't think it honestly matters. Like, if you know, a lot of people like to buy it right away. I don't necessarily always do that. It's not. It really does not matter, I would say. It does put you 500 extra points behind, or, you know, at the beginning of the game, which is not good. But that's honestly not that big of a deal, whether you get quick revive or not. So the first thing I would do, open whatever door you have to get to. Well, actually, the first thing you want to do is, and this is just me, shoot the zombies in the knee 8 times and knife them. Because you're going to get way more points than if you were to just knife them. Some people don't like doing that, but it's, and again, that's not, in the grand scheme of things, probably going to matter a whole lot, but that's just what I like to do because it gets you a lot more points. And I like to get as many points as early and as often, as early in the game as I can. So, I would do that, then I would open up the door to get wherever the MP5 or the wall weapon is. I would buy that. Then I would save up the money for Juggernaut. Then I would buy that. And then I would just hang out for 5, 6, whatever, however many rounds. Then I would save up. Probably, you can go, now you can, at this point, you can either go to the box, if you're not feeling too comfortable with your setup, or you can buy some extra perks. Often what I'll do is I'll just buy, like, double tap, like, right away. But you can go to the box, if you want. And then I would buy the perks. So, now at this point, you have, hopefully a decent weapon, perks, multiple perks, and, you're kind of ready to go. But now what's left? Pack-a-Punch. Pack-a-Punch I would always pretty much recommend doing last. Because again, you don't need so much firepower so early in the game. But once you're set up and you have everything else, you may as well, and points aren't an issue, you may as well just do that. So that's the setup I would recommend. Shoot him in the knee, open the door to get the wall weapon, buy the wall weapon, save up for Jug, buy Jug, use your gun to survive for a bit, then you can buy the box, or you buy the box, spin the box. I'm gonna buy the box, but and then buy perks, then Pack-a-Punch. Or the box and the perks can be kind of either way you want, it sort of depends. But then, yeah, then Pack-a-Punch I would say last. That's just what I would advise. So the next part, this is a quick part. What perks to get? I honestly feel that just the original 4 are probably the best perks to have. One, Juggernaut, obviously everyone knows is the best perk. You know, it helps you survive. It helps you very much. Speed Cola helps you reload faster, which is obviously extremely helpful in a I sound like crazy Russian actor. Extremely helpful in survival situation, but no. And then double tap. The way I like to think about double tap is sort of like half of a Pack-a-Punch. Like it helps you out, like makes your gun more effective, but it's less than half the price of Pack-a-Punch, and it works for whatever weapon you're holding. So it's a great thing to have. And then honestly, I think Quick Revive rather is. I think it's honestly a little bit like overlooked because it gives you the ability to survive longer. I mean, you know, if you have a map with like, you know, there's always circumstances where, like if you're on a map with PhD and you have Mustang Sally, then you want to buy PhD, right? But I would say for the majority of the time, the original 4 perks are a great option. Vulture Aid is a good one, Deadshot's a good one. They're all useful in kind of their own way, but now the weapons I would recommend are the Galil is a great weapon. It's available on pretty much every map. I want to say every single map it's available on. Very good weapon. The ray gun, I know a lot of people kind of hate on it. Great weapon. The thunder gun, which is not available on the newer maps, but my favorite gun ever. The AN-94, overall, probably the best gun in the game, to be honest. Because you can buy it off the wall, you can buy ammo, and it's probably a little bit better than the Galil. So, I mean, what's not to like about that? And I don't know, the RPD, the LSATs, the Tommy gun that I talked about, that's a great gun to start off with. So that's all what I would recommend. You might be wondering about like training, like how do I get better at training? And you're not going to like to hear this, but I don't have a good answer because training, I think, is something that everyone just kind of has to learn on their own. I don't think, you know, it's just something that requires repetitive, you know, just practice over and over, and you'll eventually get really good at it. But as far as just how to get better at it, I mean, I don't have a great answer. I would recommend playing The Farm. That map helped me get really good. I would recommend playing Kino. Kino der Toten. Town. Those are kind of maps that I've learned to play zombies on. And you know, that they might help you become a better player. But I think that's really everything. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, and maybe I'll continue doing this. Maybe I'll do it for individual maps, like what's the best strategy for this map, or something like that. But just let me know. I do want to make the top 5 videos still. I haven't forgotten, but just not really had a chance to do it yet. So anyway, that's all for now. And I will see you next time.